Hi, we're Shannon and Jerry Arner,
and our dog, Betty White,
your hosts of the Arner Adventures podcast.
Could we have named it something more creative? Probably, but it's the name of our blog. It's our last name. We're on an adventure, yada, yada, yada. After owning our own business, working 24/7.
And don't forget a mental breakdown in between.
We made a lifestyle change and decided to make the most out of life.
We sold our house, most of our belongings, downsized, and moved to the coast.
We live life minimally, but fully.
We live each day as an adventure.
This show will help you learn how to live life more fully, with more intention, by experiencing more, and with less stuff.
We'll talk about our own experiences, interview others who have much to share by creating a spark in our lives.
Some days we'll share real-life ongoings of what we're going through, and others will talk about our favorite flavor of waffle.
Come join our adventure.
It's the Arner Adventures Podcast.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shannon.
And I'm Jerry.
Betty White is hanging here beside me. Jer is on an adventure and joining us virtually for episode 18. It's a rainy day here in Beaufort, North Carolina.
That's okay, because it's Mother Nature's way of giving the earth what she needs, right?
That's right. Today's episode is all about the earth because we are celebrating Earth Day, which is Friday, April 22nd.
But before we get to that, let's get to the review of the week, shall we?
Yes, this week's review comes from Lizzie Pauley. Lizzie Pauley says, found this podcast when looking for updated post-COVID cruise information. I was thrilled to find not one, but two podcast reviews in the past few weeks on their platform. The information was so detailed that I knew exactly what to expect. And being someone who doesn't have kids, I knew that the Virgin Cruise was the right one for me. I have since listened to more of their episodes and look forward to more adventures with the Arners.
Wow, man, that's just amazing. Thanks so much, Lizzie Pauley. If you'd like to be our review of the week and get the chance to receive a gift from Sugar Wish, please take a moment and give us a 5-star review or rating.
We have an easy link for you to do that. It's lovethepodcast.com/Arner Adventures. But as always, we'll always link it for you in the show notes. We appreciate your support.
If you're a first-time listener, thank you so much for being here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button in the platform you're listening to us on, and you can get a heads up on what our next episode drops.
Okay, well, let's get to today's episode. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Earth Easy. Earth Easy is a family business committed to bringing you practical products and information for sustainable living. They sell natural cedar planter boxes, complete garden kits, raised bed gardens, all of these easy DIY kits, and just so much information for sustainable living, gardening needs, all these products that are just so great for you. They share what they've learned for nearly 40 years of living close to the land.
We love Earth Easy. In fact, we're in the process of filling 2 of their natural cedar raised garden beds right now. We have added them to our gardening this year. They arrived to our doorstep, so easy to put together, high quality, and so sleek looking.
They have really nice stuff. You can go to eartheasy.com to see all of it, and we'll link that for you in the show notes too.
Of course, we got a lot of questions about our garden last year, so we will be putting all of our process with our Earth Easy garden on our YouTube series as well. We'll also link that in the show notes.
So we thought today we would talk about ways that you can celebrate Earth Day by making a positive impact on the earth.
We have a list for you. We love a list. It's not a top 10, it's a top 5 list, but impactful nonetheless.
The first thing we're going to start with, surprise, surprise, is to start a garden. We were just talking about that. You can do this by, making a little container garden. Of course, you can use the raised bed gardens by Earth Easy. We love our raised bed gardens, but you can start with a container garden with just a few of your favorite veggies. You can use a 5-gallon bucket with tomato plants. Our neighbor does that. Maybe a pot of cucumber seeds and maybe some of your favorite herbs. We have some potted, some of those things that you put potted plants in, and we put some of our favorite herbs in those. We have a blog about the top 10 reasons you should start a garden. We will link that in the show notes as well. If you have great soil, well, there you go. There's really no excuse if you have really great soil. Living here on the coast, we don't. So we go with the raised bed garden route, and we have to sort of, make up the difference with some different nourishments, which we go into detail about that on our YouTube series. But that is a really great way to celebrate Earth Day, get your hands in the dirt. And a garden is such a healthy way to eat too.
And moving right along to number 2, go meatless. Sure, we're vegetarian and we won't get preachy, but it is great for the earth. You can even start slow by having meatless Mondays, then add one more day, week, then 2 more, etc. There are a ton of great vegan and vegetarian Instagram chefs making yummy meatless meals so that you can make your experience really fun. We have some great meatless recipes on our blog too, if you're interested. For instance, I made a delightful eggplant recipe last year, and you can access it on our website.
It is delish. I'm not even kidding. I can go to if a restaurant has eggplant, I usually order it because I love when someone else cooks eggplant. Hence when Jerry cooks it. But I'm not kidding you that no one else has cooked eggplant as well as Jerry has. It is so good. It's like an eggplant steak, right, Jer?
Well, I would kind of say it is. It's I think it's cooked a lot like a steak. You marinate it and this and that, and you kind of cook the outsides, and like a steak, the internal temperature isn't so much a factor, so you can kind of sear the outsides, and you marinate and sear the outsides to get it all flavorful. So really similar to cooking a steak.
And a lot of olive oil. Ooh, it's so good.
Yes, that always makes it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
And while we're on that subject about how it affects the environment, is that meat production is responsible for almost 20% of global CO2 emissions. Jerry, did you know that it takes 5,214 gallons of water to produce a single pound of beef?
No, I did not. All-knowing one.
There are also a few studies about why the COVID pandemic should make us reevaluate our relationship with meat. If you're interested in that, we can link that for you in the show notes as well.
And moving right along to number 3, dedicate to a no-buy weekend, month. We did a whole year, and yes, that may be extreme to some, but you can commit to one weekend or month. You're single-handedly contributing to reducing the largest effect of greenhouse gas emissions that are contributed by consumerism.
We have a ton on our blog about our No Buy year, of course, and a series on our YouTube channel where we talk about our challenges, our triumphs with our monthly check-in that we did last year. And we had a podcast episode about it, which is episode number 2.
Moving down to number 4, stop using plastic.
We still cannot believe that we have to say this. I mean, we live in 2022, and for some reason, plastic still exists. But mainly, it's because people still use it. Refuse that shit.
As soon as you refuse it, it'll stop being made. Use your own cloth grocery bags. Use your own stainless steel water vessels. Bring your own containers to put items into, and refuse plastic. Refuse,
Right.
refuse plastic.
Fun fact, if you go to our Instagram and look at our Halloween video of what you got at the bar, Jer, it's not Halloween scary so much as far as what Jerry talks about plastic straws. It's hilarious. I think it's really funny.
Wonderful reference, son. That's one of my favorites. So I would love people to take another look at that.
Yeah, I love it too.
Mhm.
Okay, number 5, shop local. Be smart about where your items come from. It may seem like a cool marketing tagline. You see it everywhere, shop local, but it really is important. When you shop local, you're not only supporting your local community, the people you know, the city, town you pay taxes to support, but you're also reducing the amount of gas and emissions that your item travels to get to you.
With gas prices the way they are right now, you're going to see all prices go up. Why? because it takes more money to get your items to you. Wouldn't you rather know that your dollars are supporting a local shopkeeper or a business owner rather than someone who runs a warehouse of thousands of people, thousands of miles away, who may or may not be paying their employees well? Maybe they do. So do your research. Know where your money's going. When you shop locally, this is an easier task.
I think too, when you are in your own neighborhood and you get to know the people who run the businesses, and you say, oh, well, they don't have this product. A lot of times, if you ask them, they can usually get it for you. Don't just assume that they don't have it. It may be that no one has asked them for that specific item, and they do have access to it. For example, there's the community mart here in town, Jer, where we get a lot of our meatless products. Remember that Thanksgiving where we were like, oh, there's not a Whole Foods here in Beaufort, or we were ordering online our meatless turkey,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we were talking to her about it, and she said, oh, I can get that. I don't have it here. No one's asked for it, but I can get it. And she was local. So it made us feel so much better to be able to get it. So always ask your local shopkeepers or business owners, and they have access to more than you know about. Same thing with bookstore owners. Oh my gosh. If there's a small bookstore in your community, cherish it, support them, keep them. Same thing with a record store. If there is a record store, support them, keep them, cherish them, because record stores and bookstores are hidden gems. And please do not ever order online if they exist in your community.
Two things close to my heart, those two things. I love an old record store, old vinyl, and a bookstore.
Yeah.
I sure do.
And both of those will get you if you want something, they will get it for you. They will get it for you. I mean,
That is correct.
I've never been to either of those and said, oh, I really want this book. I want to get it on Amazon because you don't have it. And they go, oh yeah, you're better off. They know they will get it for you. Anyway, this is not on the list, but this Friday on Earth Day, go outside, enjoy what Mother Nature has to offer. Unplug, leave your phone inside, turn the TV off. In fact, make it a commitment that you don't turn the TV on all day. Enjoy the sunshine. If it's not sunny, the clouds. If it's raining, enjoy the rain. It's not going to kill you. Just be with the earth. Most of us don't do that enough. I think what we may even do is, if it's not, I hope it's sunny. I don't even know. But if it's not, we'll sit on our porch. And if it's raining, just sit on our porch and have a glass of wine and enjoy that. Just be outdoors and enjoy that with Betty White. I think that there's nothing more enjoyable than just enjoying the nature and, of course, putting our hands on the dirt in the garden.
Yeah, and that's something that's always good to do, but it's nice for everybody to be doing it on the same day. That's really cool. We'd love to hear how you're celebrating Earth Day. You can DM us or tag us. You can find us at Instagram at Arner Adventures or on our website, arneradventures.com, where you can also find the show notes for this episode.
We have some exciting guests coming your way starting next week. If you want a heads up on who they are prior to our recording, you can be a part of our VIP list so that you have the opportunity to submit questions so that we may ask our guests on the show. We'll also link access to that in the show notes. And heads up, if you haven't noticed, the show notes are a pretty great resource. There's a lot of information in those show notes.
A lot goes into the show notes. So until next time, enjoy the journey that you're on. We're wishing you lots of adventures.
Bye. Bye.